Hi there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I've got a review of a frugal little paint set that hopefully, if you were curious about this, you'll get some more information about it. I had originally seen watercolor sets like this when I was cruising or browsing Amazon a few months ago, and I thought they looked really cool, but they were like crazy expensive. They wanted like 40 bucks for them. It was insane. I'm like, that's a neat idea, but you know, for the amount of paint that you're getting and who knows the quality, I think that was quite steep. But then I got contacted by a company that made this set here called ARTSY, and theirs was only $18. So I thought, well, that's a little bit better, and they offered to send me this to review, and so that's what we're going to do today. So I've been playing with this for a couple of months. I think I got it the end of September, middle of September, somewhere in there. And the thing that really struck me was how much these remind me of the fan watercolor palette that I am quite a fan of and that I used a lot last summer. Or the last couple summers. So this is the, remember the Meeden fan set that I used tons and tons and tons and barely made a dent. And you can kind of see a little dip in some of those colors, but barely made a dent. Now these, you can see the pans are fixed in there. You can't remove them. But the cool thing about these is that you can remove the colors, and I removed some of them and put them in the order that I wanted so that I would have them kind of like in a rainbow order. So if I was getting a blue and I knew I wanted more of an ultramarine blue, I know I'd come over here to these blues. If I wanted more of a phthalo blue, I would want in this range here because these would be cooler. So that was really handy. Like my reds, I made sure my reds, my cool reds were over near the violets and my warm reds were near my yellows. I thought this was really neat. And then when I looked at the swatch, now it does come with a swatch with color names, which is handy in the little packaging, along with 3 water brushes. I'll show you those real quick. You get a flat, I'd say it's about a 1/4 inch flat, a fine tip, and a kind of your standard tip water brush. I've only used the regular one. I typically, if I have my druthers, I use regular brushes, but those are really handy if you're traveling with them. So I made a swatch to correspond with the way that my paints were laid out, because for one, I changed the order, and for two, if you look at the swatch here that comes with it, it's nice that they include it. However, you know, it's very difficult to kind of wrap your brain around where they are in this fold-out palette, because they've got 5 rows here instead of the 4 rows, so it's configured different. So I want to have a quick glance at what I have for colors. So I used my waffle flower stamps, and I stamped out 4 rows of a gradiated swatch. And then where the little thumb hole is, which is kind of neat, this is meant for plein air painting. You can put that in your hand through that. Well, I'm right-handed, so I do that on my left hand, but I can have that like that, and then I can be, you know, picking up my color and painting with it. And I got the mixing area. Of course, you can turn it around however you want, but I'd have it so the mixing area is closer to my right hand. But yeah, I thought this was really neat, and the fact that there's those white inserts, when you used up your paint, if you squirted some of your own paint in there, like something that dries down really hard, like a core, I would say that's what I'd recommend, you'd be able to see your color a little bit better. So I like that. I think that makes a big difference, just having that white plastic there instead of the black plastic. So this is a swatch for this ARTSY set. I'll show you the swatch for my Meeden set that I've been using for a couple of years, and I found that so many of the colors were an identical match. Which isn't surprising. I think there's a lot of these companies that, you know, there's like a couple there's probably one factory that makes all these different style novelty palettes, and then different companies, you know, have it private labeled to their specifications. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you know, if you already have the fan palette, if you bought this, it would be virtually the same colors. This is 42 colors. This one has 38 colors, so there's like 4 other colors in this set that's not in there. And there might be a couple of colors in here that's not in the 42 set here, because there are a couple pastel colors, and the pastel colors are not in the Meeden 48 set, which is fine. So I got that pastel set that that Meeden put out. A bunch of different companies had them, like the one that was in like the pink case, and I really didn't like that at all because the colors are so chalky. But these colors are super vibrant. These colors are the same, super vibrant, as you can see here. They layered really well, and I've done a couple paintings with them, but I'll show you the most recent one because I have it handy, and it showed a little bit more technique-wise. I was able to layer up, I was able to glaze, I got great blending, great layering, no chalkiness, and I was just really pleased with how these painted. paints behaved. They behaved exactly how I would expect them to behave. Now, light fastness wise, I wouldn't go painting your masterpiece with these and expecting them to last hundreds of years, but you know, if you're working in a sketchbook, or you're doing some you know, life drawing classes, you just want an easy set to bring, you just want to, you know, something you're not worried about, or you're looking for a stocking stuffer for your child, your teen, somebody that wants to get all the joy of painting with watercolors, but wants it portable, maybe doesn't want to have to worry about caring for a really expensive set, or worry about you know, heavy metals. I mean, I can't tell you what's in this. I think it says non-toxic, but does it even say that? I don't see non-toxic anywhere. You know, obviously don't eat your paint, but I would say these probably do not have cadmiums and cobalts in it just because of the price. Those are expensive. So when I asked the ARTSY company if the paints were the same as the fan palette that I have been using all these years from a different company, they said they indicated that yeah, that they also have a fan palette, and they sent me that. So you know, this is their version. It's identical, except it comes with, you know, 3 water brushes as opposed to the one that came with my set that I got a long time ago. And this actually has a fold-out mixing area, which mine did not, which I thought was awesome. I wish mine had that. I think that newer sets had the sponge like this one and a fold-out mixing area, but I was an early adopter and I got one without. So this ARTSY set appears to be configured exactly the same as the Meeden set. You know, color-wise, if you, I mean, look at that. It's the same exact colors. So, yeah, same numbers even. So clearly, it's coming from the same factory, just having a different branding put on it. But I've been really happy with that. So, you know, they offer the same thing if you're looking for something like that. I think these are excellent stocking stuffers. I think they're really fun gifts if you want, or something for yourself if you just want to travel and not have to worry about losing your paints and still be able to have the experience of painting with watercolors. It gives you a really great result. They're easy to work with. The only caveat would be the fact that, you know, I'm sure they're all dye-based colors and they'll probably fade eventually. You know, I don't know what's in them. I don't know what the pigments are in these paints. I can look at my swatch and say, yep, that looks like ultramarine, that looks like Prussian blue, that looks like phthalo blue, that looks like sap green, that looks like yellow ochre, that looks like burnt umber. But I can't tell you exactly because I don't have that information. But I will say that I use my fan palette a lot for a couple of summers, and I haven't seen any fading in my sketchbooks, which I don't think you would anyway with any medium that you're using. And I also did cards and postcards, and I haven't seen anything like that fade. But I also live in Maine. We don't get a lot of sun. It's not getting the extreme conditions that it would elsewhere. So I'd say if you're looking for something fun that's going to not sacrifice the quality of painting with watercolors, go for it. If you want something that's going to last hundreds of years, probably save up your money and wait and purchase something a little bit with lightfast testing and whatnot. But this certainly is a good quality, fun set that is budget friendly. So stocking stuffer, absolutely. Friend who's interested in watercolor, you want to get them a gift, absolutely. Like I said, the only thing I wouldn't recommend it for is, you know, artwork that you want to last a million years. Okay, I hope you found that useful, and thank you so much for watching this review. I'll have these products linked down below. Full disclosure, I am an Amazon affiliate. If you do order this or anything from my affiliate links, I do earn a small commission. And I was sent these watercolor sets, these 2 watercolor sets for free for review purposes. The other one here I bought myself. That was a couple of years ago. So there you have it. I don't find that these fall out on me, but I had just picked that one out earlier, so I guess I didn't probably snap it in very well. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.